Everybody knows this sample, right? It can easily be flipped into something like this. Producers, I know you can relate to this struggle. You get sick of your sounds. Even if you make something decent, you might think it sounds bad because it just doesn't sound unique enough. You feel like you got to go out and buy a bunch of more plugins, a bunch more VSTs, a lot of new instruments. You just have to do something different so you don't get sick of making the same thing over and over again. You don't drive yourself crazy with the beats you're making. I go through this too, but the solution isn't always buying a bunch of new sounds. It might not even be your sounds, period. It might be your sound design. And that's why this plugin is becoming the go-to plugin for a lot of beat makers out there right now. And I'm gonna show you 4 ways I use this plugin. I'm going to show you exactly how it sounds before and after and how I achieve these sounds. Starting with a trap beat. I'm not really known for this type of beat, but I do like making them. Now this is just a super simple progression. It's Nexus here, and then riffle here. And if I'm being honest with you, this isn't that interesting. I want more texture, I want more movement. So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put on one of my favorite presets from Toneflx right onto the Nexus pads, and it's gonna create this kind of granular delay that also includes some kind of sparkly pitch shifting. This is what it sounds like now. So already there's more movement, there's more personality, there's a more interesting texture. And now I'm gonna throw Toneflx on the entire track, on the master, and I'm going to use the Ear Candy preset created by Prod by Tommy, and it's going to be intense. This is intense. This is very different. It's a little too much. So I'm going to drop the mix way down. Let's listen to it. There we go. There we go. And now I can take that and turn it into a beat just like this. That's the number one way that I use this. It might not be the number one way, actually. It's one of the ways. It's number one on my list to make tracks sound more interesting with sound design. I have some sounds, they sound cool, but I need to take them to another level. I just throw on Toneflx. Number 2 is just simply vintage texture, all right? We already know that you can use a bunch of different plugins to achieve some sort of vintage texture. It's great for creating samples when you play something with VSTs and you want those VSTs to sound more like live instruments and you want them to sound more like a 70s or an 80s sample. You can throw a ton of different plugins. The beautiful thing about this plugin, and this is the reason a lot of people use it as a go-to, is that it has 8 different pedals on it. So it's a more convenient all-in-one. This is a sample I made, all VSTs. And I'm just gonna jump right in. I'm not even gonna use a preset. Let's jump just right into the advanced mode. So when I click on the advanced button, I get access to all 8 pedals. And yeah, I can just choose one of the 8, or I can choose to use any combination of them. And so that's why it's convenient, because it's an all-in-one. I'm gonna start with Time Warp, because really Time Warp is kind of all you need to start making your samples that aren't at all vintage, that weren't created with real instruments like what I created with VSTs, to start sounding more like a 70s sample. Let's just start adding. So I'm gonna turn it on. Let's mess with overtone a bit. just a little bit. You don't have to crank these parameters way up to get a good effect. Listen to it without. Here it is with. So that's pretty self-explanatory, but here's a gem for the sample makers out there, especially if you create sample packs or if you send samples out to other producers all the time. Watch this. This is kind of a cheat code in my opinion. So let's say I have this sample, which I do, and I want to put it in a pack. Have you ever gotten a pack where there are alternative versions of a single sample? So like the pack might have 10 chorus sample compositions in it, but then there's like a version without drums, etc. Well, this is a little more interesting than that. This is how you can add more value to your sample pack customers. The new version of Toneflx, it comes with all these presets, but it also comes with this much better browser. If I just click there, now I can browse the individual presets way better. Watch this. So now I have a completely alternative version. It's entirely different, and it's kind of an easy way to add more to the sample pack. Whereas an end user who purchases a sample pack may like the main version, but now they have 1, 2, maybe even 3 alternatives. You have a bigger sample pack, they have more options. The sample pack sells more as a result because you have not only your main samples, but you have a higher quantity of options for your customers. So that was number 3. Number 4, this is a tough one, but I'm just gonna be honest. Sometimes you have an idea that just doesn't come together. I happen to experience this all the time. This is an idea I started working on. I just don't love it. I want to make it work though. I want to make it work. I feel like the sounds just aren't coming together. That sounds better. I don't know if that's the direction I want to take it. Oh, that's cool. All right, I'm gonna bounce that. So as I said, my goal here was to make something that I thought was kind of shitty sound better, to put it frankly, and I did that. So I've turned the tempo way down, added some more elements to it. Now I have an R&B track. If you're interested in getting this plugin, I got a discount for you in the description. I'm going to pin it as a comment as well. I also want to show you a couple other ways that I've been using this plugin lately that I haven't ever used them before. Like I just started doing this within the last month, and that's just adding them to individual instruments as I'm producing, as I'm composing. So for example, I have just an R&B loop from Splice that I like, and I want to add some additional accents to it. So I pick a lead sound, and this lead sound, I don't know, it's really harsh. And so rather than sit here and shift through a bunch of lead sounds, I'm gonna bust this right to Toneflx with the plugin on it live. Like already it sounds better, already it's more versatile, and I can just start creating with the idea on it. I just recorded a little key solo with the lead, whatever. But I'm showing you what I can do with this. Like that sounds way better already. Ooh, that sounds nice. Because listen, it has that nice little granular delay. And listen, I can just play it that way. Another instrument that I play all the time is obviously the piano because it's just so versatile. And of course with sample making, I'm always playing some kind of chord progression, and piano is usually my go-to bass instrument. The problem with piano VSTs is that they don't really sound realistic, and especially when you start combining them with other live instruments or live sounding instruments, they just stand out because the EQing on a lot of these VSTs is just all wrong. So, Jesus Christ. Whoa. Thankfully, with the browser, I can just search through the piano presets and, oh, look at that. Vintage piano. Let's see how that sounds. Oh, there's also vintage Drake piano. Okay, see, this is perfect for what I needed. I can make samples all day with this, and so I'm pretty sure, is this the one I've been using? If this isn't the one I've been using, I'm gonna start using the Vintage Drake piano preset for all of my sample making. Overall, it's a super versatile plugin. I really am gonna be using it more for sample making than anything, but I especially like using it when I'm making trap beats because I just feel like there's so much sound design involved in contemporary rap that I could either go the route of filling my house with analog pedals and expensive outboard gear, or I can just really learn to use what I have. And I have a lot of VSTs and I have a lot of plugins, and Toneflx is one of those plugins that can add that analog texture, not just texture, but the movement, the unpredictability of analog outboard gear to what I'm already working on. So it just doesn't sound so sterile and boring all the time. I think that's something that I personally struggle with a lot. It's something that a lot of producers struggle with too, especially when the sounds that you're using just aren't cohesive enough, and some of them are standing out, and it has nothing to do with the gain staging or the EQing. Sometimes you just need a go-to sonic musical bandage that you throw on, and this is one of those plugins that I think serves that purpose, for me at least. Maybe everyone else is happy with their sounds. I'm not all the time. I think it's also a great way to just transform stuff that's kind of boring, add more life and more depth into the beats that you're creating. And again, if you want to try it out, go below. I have an amazing discount. Shout out to Kavi for giving me that code. And let me know what other plugins you're using in the comments so I can check them out. Appreciate you tuning in. Peace.